Are my judges ready? To dwell in a wood, almost every species of tree has its own voice as well as its features. Thomas Hardy. You can't always knock on wood if wood is not there. By Casey Grogan. 43% of all natural forests have been destroyed because of logging companies. And in the early 1600s, in China, if you chopped down one tree and didn't plant 3 in its own place, you would be executed. Yes, trees are a renewable source, but we shouldn't cut them down for no reason. If you go out 181, you see a pile of trees about 3 miles down, and they've been sitting there for quite a while now. And there's no point in that. Tree farming. There are 220 tree farms in the United States of January 19th of 2017. And in each tree farm, there's anywhere between 10,000 and 15,000 trees. And tree farms aren't just for oxygen. It gives animals places to live. Activists go around all the time and protest against cutting down certain trees. In 2007, they were cutting down a big oak tree in New York to put a hospital there. And protesters was against it, and they would damage the equipment of the workers, but it's not the workers' fault. They are ordered to do something so they can pay for their family. If you're gonna do something, why don't you go to Congress or to state? Killing of natural habitats. If you kill a natural habitat, you might be killing out a species and species that live in it and next generations and everything. And it's a loss of oxygen. Trees take in carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. This man right here is Mark Hatfield. He is he is a congressman who's trying to tell everyone that the sequoia trees are not an endangered species, but they are, because in 1950s there was a great abundance of them, and now there's only like 10,000. In Ireland, they started doing logging, and they would cut down the trees that were unnecessary, like blackjack, and it boosted their economy by 7% and their job placement by 4%. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm against the overusage of it. And it brought $54.2 million to the economy of just cutting down trees and timber industrial. I decided to make a gun cabinet for my senior project because I wanted to challenge myself. I've made little tables and little cabinets to help on, but I never made anything this big. It is 6'6", and it has 2 mirrors in it, 3 windows up front, and 2 windows on the side. It is meant for a corner. It's made out of oak, and I stained it. And I messed up a few times on it and had to resand it. So I decided to take my time. I sanded it all back down and went over it. And I think it looks pretty nice, in my opinion. And I put cloth on the bottom so the gun wouldn't get scratched up. I made a gun rack for it to sit in it, and there's a shelf on the bottom so you can hold pistols and ammunition. And I also put locks on it so that children aren't be able to grab the gun and just by opening it. Woodworking is a craft that many don't know, but they need to know, because woodworking, you can make something beautiful out of something little. Even if you mess up, make a line not straight enough for it, there's a way to fix it. Like, there's cabinets, there's tables, there's chairs, there's stuff like mine. There's even people who made bodies of cars on just the top part out of wood. There's different types of wood. My preference would have to be red oak, because if you can look at it, and the curves in red oak are just so beautiful. And thank you for listening to me. Casey Grogan. Do you guys have any questions?
I have a question for you. You were mentioning about like the overuse of cutting down timber and kind of clear cutting, and I read something in your paper about that as well. Did you have an opportunity to talk to any of the local sawmills or quarry mills or anything like that, and kind of see, how they do their business, if they have like a plan on sustainability?
Clay Adams down 181, he is a timber, to buy timber, and he gets it locally. And I think that boosts our economy if we get it locally, but we have a well-nourished amount of trees here because we have a lot of national forests. So it's not deplenishing us, but it's not helping us at the same time, but it's giving jobs out. So yes, ma'am.
How many hours did it take you to make your product?
Took 6 months. Not like hour wise, but I have Weimer or Bell's class twice in one day and then once the next day. And it's just nonstop. The biggest challenge for me would have to be time management. Because I work and I know everyone has a job, and I just wanted to work on it, but then I would have to work, and I just didn't help at the same time.
And how much did it cost you to make that? If you don't mind?
$400.
How does that compare to buying ones that would be similar?
You go online and you find them for, without the mirrors is $2,500. With the mirrors, it just goes up. And there's lights in it so you can see the guns. It's for like showing off them.
Where'd you get your lumber?
I got it from David Weimer, and he got it from Clay Adams. Any other questions?
Are you interested in doing this line of work, woodworking, for?
Not for a living. I'm decent at it. I made an American flag the other day, and I think it looks pretty nice. But I got accepted in NWI for welding, and welding's my passion because if I have problems during the day, once I drop that hood, everything gets lost. Any other questions?